Hello everyone, welcome to the THR show. My name is Osasu Paul Azino. The THR show focuses on social sector managers and entrepreneurs who by sheer determination and passion work through their projects. And this show will focus on the challenges and the impacts of this project. Please subscribe to our channel, give us a thumbs up. If you have questions, comments, suggestions, or people you would like us to interview, please drop a comment below. Wow! Wow! I one of the stuff that I encounter because I have a couple of acquaintances who I know who are going through, um, they go through crisis and all of that, and I wonder because these conversations come up and can they keep a full-time job? Can they keep a job? Because I know that there are a lot of stereotypes with people because they're sickly every time. It's difficult for them to maintain.
Yeah, that's a stereotype because I was even complaining to somebody that I saw a youth Instagram video and the guy was like saying he's a sickle cell catalyst and that, oh, we should have pity on people with sickle cell, that they always look sickly, they can't do much and they can't do
You don't look sickly. You don't look
I even know
sickly.
somebody who is fat and has sickle cell. It's a stereotype that people have put in their mind that,
Yes.
but everybody's experience with sickle cell is different.
Yes.
And what happens is that when you have the stunted growth is because of the rapid rate of how many times that person has been into crisis, or how whether they poorly managed it when the child was growing up and things like that. So it's very stereotypical to put them as, oh, they get sickly. No. I mean, yes, once in a while we have crisis. Some may have more than others. That's why I said everybody's experience is different. But we can do anything we set our minds. The only thing is that for us, we need to know how to pace ourselves so we don't overdo
have
it.
a support system.
Have a good, that is very, very important. Have a good support system. People who will encourage you, not the pity party one. Because people, I find that some of my people are looking for people who have pity. No, because pity will only get you stuck in a cycle.
And you stay there.
You stay there.
You don't aspire for
exactly.
anything. You are just there, stuck.
You know, and earlier on I had that a lot. So it's when I changed my sphere of influence and I found people who are encouraging and motivating. Toyin, I know you are going through this, but it's just for a short time. Just pick yourself up as soon as that. And that's what spurs me. And then find purpose in something. Turn your pain into purpose, turn your pain into power, because that is the only way that you can get going. And despite the fact that they always make fun of me that even when I'm in hospital, I'm always on my laptop, and because I have a purpose, I have a vision, I have a calling that I want to achieve.
So
and
that's you saying that you're passionate about learning. Do you want to talk about your experience with learning and managing your health? And basically, because I know that you run this foundation full time, but I know that you wear a lot of hats. And then here you are talking about support systems. Here you are talking about pacing yourself. But I know that you're an avid, if there's anything like that, avid learner, because you're an avid reader.
Yes.
So how do you do all of this? How do you put all of this together?
It's not easy, but you have to learn how to manage your space. I'm very passionate about learning, and even at my age, I'm still learning. I'm on the computer researching and doing things, and I've always said that education never stops. And for me, when I was younger, because of my health, I stopped at Form 1. So it took me a long time for me to get back into education. When my friends were leaving universities, when I just entered, or when they had left, shall I say, I just entered. So it was like a way of making up for all the lost time. But I also realized that my mind, I may not have that physical ability to be able to do things, but my mind is powerful. And if I educate my mind, fill my mind with enough information to be able to impart my world, impart my environment, then nothing will be impossible for me.
So how do you fund this amazing project that you run?
Well, for 8 years, it was myself and then family and friends. But as we improved, we started having donors organizations. Currently, the clinic we run is funded by Dangote Foundation and partly by Midwestern Oil and Gas. And but it's not easy because we also have to run operations. So this is where the challenge is. Projects are a bit easier to get people to support because there's an emotional pull.
Attachment.
Exactly. But to say rent and staff salary. So what we do, or what I'm personally doing, is trying to look for other areas. I like my health coaching business, and I also do like juice, smoothies, stuff like that, just to get some income. Then our office space, because we found out that you have office space is empty, just use it only for administration. We try and rent it like a
So you
shared
do office,
virtual
virtual
office
offices.
stuff like that. So that's how we try and manage.
But of course, I know that you are thinking of more ways to sustain your organization.
Oh yes.
Okay, because those things usually help in the long run.
Yes,
But you see, so
sustainability is important.
yeah, because you're wearing so many hats, and has being a wellness coach, has it helped to improve your lifespan and help you maintain your health in any way?
Before I was a health coach, I think subconsciously I was practicing some of the things.
Okay.
Because when I started learning, I said, "Oh, okay, maybe that's why this why." One of the things about what wellness coaching teaches you is the use of self-care.
Okay.
A lot of times we as our health, we always leave it to the doctors to take care of us. But there's a place for us to take care of ourselves. Watch what we eat, how we eat, notice triggers, that cause certain things. Maybe a particular food, you'll be surprised. There are some food can cause something to you that others don't have that problem. So I think I've always been using it, but as conscious of it. But when I got the certification, I became even more aware of it and started putting it into practice. I've noticed it has helped in a number of things. I'm more aware, I'm more conscious about what I do, what I shouldn't do, and it's really an eye-opener in trying to understand your own body and even understand. You'll be surprised, emotional health is very important. How you relate to people, how you relate to your surrounding, because emotional stress is one of the triggers of crisis for persons with sickle cell. So I've been able to try and learn how to manage that more, using my mental state to be fine-tuned, to be able to think more, achieve more, and be more than I'm supposed to be.
Okay, that's interesting. So do tell us a bit about your impact. You say you've been running this organization for about how many years now?
Actually, it's going to be 10 years next year.
Okay.
But I would say fully for the past 3.5 years.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
like a full-fledged, structured non-profit.
Okay.
And
what's the impact? What's the impact story? Give us one success story, something that.
Oh wow, we've had many. Although we had some
unpleasurable.
With sickle cell, people die.
Yes.
It's been really challenging, and it's because poverty and all that. But one of the success stories we had, a guy belongs to our club, and he was very sick. So we took him in a taxi and rushed him to Luth. We didn't know that the guy was almost dying, and when I see him, I look at him and I'm like, I can't believe that, because the doctor was telling me on the phone the way we just have to say it's comme ci, comme ça, and I was like, God, don't let another one die on me. And thank God the guy is doing well. He's back in Polytechnic, and we've had quite a number of success stories like that. Some who are even doing, someone is into photography, another is doing sewing. So it's good to see them independent and running their lives as
and not being as sickly
exactly
as they would have been without the kinds of interventions that you do.
Exactly. And you see the mothers and parents coming in to say thank you so much. My child started this clinic, has reduced in crisis because there's education.
So your impact reaches from the young people to adults.
Yes.
Okay. So this takes me to the final segment of the show. On our iconic wall of fame, we have a couple of people here. So I want to ask you, in all of these iconic leaders and fantastic people who've done amazing work, who are alive and some who have gone on to the great beyond, which of them represents something absolutely amazing for you? And share a bit of why.
Mother Teresa, just that giving back
And warmth.
and warmth that she gives to people. I remember before we started getting funding, I used to use all my parents used to have a heart attack because even my money for medical care, I would give it to somebody else, and they used to go on and on and on that what you're supposed to be using to take care of yourself, you're giving this. And it's really, it lifts your spirit.
Yes,
and
that you're
gives you
helping
purpose.
someone.
Exactly.
So passion drives you.
Passion drives me.
But it's not enough, is it?
It's not. Please, let's not make that mistake. Passion it can only take you so far. You need structure.
Yes. Okay, so there are only 4 kinds of people in the world. So I'm gonna ask you, which are you? Those who have been caregivers, those who are caregivers. I kind of think I know your answer. Those who will be caregivers, and those who will need caregivers. Which are you?
I'm all of them except those who will be caregivers.
Because you already wear the hat.
I wear all the hats. I have been a caregiver. I'm still a caregiver, and of course, I need caregivers.
You need caregivers.
The thing is, people always say, "Oh, Toyin, you're a strong woman," and I was like, I'm always telling them in the back of my mind, if you knew what I go through, and I need the
behind
support.
the smiling
exactly.
face. You're always smiling, by the way.
Thank you.
So please give us your last words. What would you like the viewers to hold on to? How can they reach you? Websites, emails, whatever. Let us know.
For somebody with sickle cell, I say, turn your pain into power. There's a purpose for everything. Don't go into self-pity. You can achieve anything you set your mind. Don't listen to any negative thoughts where somebody will tell you that, no, because you have sickle cell, this and this is the situation. No, you can achieve anything. Find a good support group, that can encourage you. And the sky is the limit. For people who don't have sickle cell, but would be caregivers in one way or other, as a friend or just a passerby, just show love and empathy too. We don't want your pity. Just empathy to someone with sickle cell. And God will bless you for it.
So how can we reach you?
Personally, you can reach me. I am Toyin Adesola on all social networks. Yes. And then www.toyinadesola.com is my website. For the NGO, SAMI Updates at SAMI Updates on all social networks, and sicklecelladvocacy.org.
Okay. We've come to the end of today's episode. And I'd like to say that sustainability is important. If you want to help people, have a plan to sustain it. Until the next time.